presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are so.
It's a glorious day for baseball in Atlanta as we celebrate Mother's Day 2016. Everybody's pretty in pink with the Diamondbacks in town. In fact, Braves have a special Batgirl today. Carol Thomas battling breast cancer as the Braves try to avoid a 3-game sweep here at the hands of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hi again, friends. Chip and Joe. Hopefully, Mike Fultonevich is up to the task on this beautiful day for baseball. He needs a redeemer after a rough outing last time out.
Yeah, his first start was not a good one in New York. Actually, it was just the first inning that wasn't a good one. He got off to a rough start. Got the first guy out, and then all of a sudden the Mets started playing long ball. They gave up 3 home runs in the first inning, and that pretty much was the ball game as the Mets went on to win the game 4-1, getting all the runs in the first inning. After the first inning, he settled in, but Mike also admitted he was working too fast, hardly taking a breath, and needs to slow down and pitch a little bit today. There are the numbers from that start, and you can see from the second inning on, he did just fine. Now then, he's going to be opposed today by Patrick Corbin, left-hander for the Arizona Diamondbacks, who got off to a good start, but his last 2 outings have been very awful, actually. He's given up 4 home runs over his last 2. His last 3, he's gone 0-2. But he's just a year and a half removed from Tommy John surgery. He actually was the guy that was carrying the team when Greinke and Shelby Miller got off to slow starts. Now all of a sudden it's been a problem for him.
And he's had no problem beating the Braves. He hasn't given up a run in over 16 innings of work head-to-head with Atlanta. That's got to change today. It's the series finale. Beautiful day for baseball. Happy Mother's Day. Lineups and first pitch coming right up.
Fox Sports South is presented by your local Hyundai dealers.
Not a cloud in the sky as Mike Foltynewicz takes the mound for the Braves here at Turner Field today.
And as you can see, first time through the order is sometimes problematic for Mike. We'll hope that he's able to avoid some of those first inning issues that have plagued him in the past.
And a tough hombre is going to greet him for Arizona to start things off. That's Gene Segura, their second baseman. And Foltynewicz pops a strike in at 90 miles an hour, and we're underway. 83 degrees with a breeze blowing from left to right. Mike free and easy pops another strike in at 94 miles an hour. It's 0-2. Three homers against the Mets, as Joe told you, was Mike's undoing in his first start.
Good pitch. Got to work inside. And happy Mother's Day to all, including my mom back in Norman, Oklahoma.
2-2 is fouled away, and Segura is still alive. Yet another uniform top for Arizona. This, though, a specialty.
Yeah, I thought there was supposed to be a special one today.
Yeah. They've got the dark gray with the gradient pattern pants, but the numerals and letters in pink for Mother's Day. Segura keeps on battling here.
Braves don't have anything gradient, thank goodness, but they do have the pink trim today.
Kind of digging Folty's shoes, I got to be honest with you.
Tyler Flowers got some fancy ones too.
Little pop headed for right, and that's playing before Marquez. He's got it, and Segura's retired to start the game. 1 up and 1 down.
Time for the 4 keys to pitching success for Mike Foltynewicz today. And number 1, slow down. Don't work quite so fast as he did in New York. That'll be on Tyler Flowers to slow him down at times. And also this first inning, we showed you that first time through the order type average. Well, try to get through this first inning unscathed, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, we were amazed at Mike's furious pace against the Mets. About 13 seconds between pitches. I mean, the fireworks folks didn't have time to reload, unfortunately. As quickly he was making his pitches. 3 home runs in that first inning up at Citi Field. As that missed outside to Lamb, ball 2. Little tapper. Folty's got it with a bare hand. He whips it sidearm, but wide of first. And Lamb has an infield hit, his 3rd base hit of the series. Arizona came to town losers of 6 straight. They've won the first 2 games of this series. Paul Goldschmidt's had a rather quiet trip to Atlanta. Someone's going to pay. You hope it's not Mike Foltynewicz today. Ricky Weeks bats behind him in the cleanup spot. And former Braves Nick Ahmed and Brandon Drury have had big contributions offensively in the set so far as well. Flowers with a nice stop. 1 ball, no strikes. Arizona's already won the series. First time they've won a series in Atlanta since 2007. They head to Denver to play the Rockies next. And Goldschmidt skies that one foul.
Mike sitting around 94, 95 miles an hour here in the first inning, not overthrowing. He also, as I said in our opening comments, recognized that he was just throwing in New York, not pitching. but he was fired up.
Popped up. Freddie Freeman right side. He's backpedaling and makes the play. There's the second out. So Freeman handles that chance flawlessly. Here's the rest of the Atlanta defense. With the left-hander on the mound, Ender Inciarte shifts to center field. Jeff Rancourt gets the start. He'll play left, so Malik Smith gets the day off. Castro at third, Ibar at short, Darno at second, and Tyler Flowers, of course, behind the plate.
He's a guy we've seen before, but not in an Arizona uniform.
Ricky Weeks, a former All-Star with Milwaukee. Last year started with Seattle. Played 37 games before he was released in late June. And that was it. Ricky Weeks didn't play baseball the rest of the year. The Diamondbacks brought him to camp as a minor league free agent, and he's made the club. That's hit a mile high towards center. Inciarte on the run, still going back onto the warning track. He's going to get there, and he slams into the fence. Weeks hit it a ton, and the wind carried it out by the Braves bullpen gate. And Arizona is done in the top of the first. A long drive and a great catch by the former Diamondback, Ender Inciarte. Led by Nick Markakis atop the lineup card for Freddie Gonzalez. The Braves have begun the year 1-14 here at Turner Field. Ender Inciarte and Freddie Freeman, 3 straight left-handed batters against Patrick Corbin. Interesting decision.
I like it. You're going to put lefties in there, put them at the top, see how Corbin reacts to them. Lefties are only 3 for 22 against him this year. However, and against the Braves, as Chip told you a moment ago, he has been lights out. A 2-0 record. He's never given up a run to the Braves in 16 2/3 innings. 3 walks, 8 strikeouts over that stretch. And for the year, he has been walking a bunch of guys, and that's never been part of his repertoire. 11 walks in 36 innings, including 5 in his last outing against St. Louis.
His first pitch is smoked out to second. And Segura makes the play. That takes care of Nick Markakis. 1 pitch and 1 man out. Another problem for Corbin, Joe, has been home run balls. Unlike Patrick Corbin, to give up 8 homers in his first 36 innings. But that's the tally so far for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, let's hope the Braves can take advantage of that.
Good to have Ender Inciarte back in the lineup. He was hitless in his return last night, but he's already made his presence felt with a fine running catch to end the Diamondbacks' first inning. Patrick Corbin, a 14-game winner in 2013, was an all-star. Tommy John surgery cost him the 2014 year. Last season he made 16 starts and won 6 of them. And with the addition of Shelby Miller and Zach Greinke, along with what they think will be a resurgent Patrick Corbin, the Diamondbacks feel like their 1, 2, 3 starters are as good as anybody's in the division. So far this year, they have not been. But both Greinke and Shelby Miller won games in this series. That's taken low. 3 balls and a strike. A bunt try and now a full count.
Fastball, changeup are his 2 best pitches. He didn't throw many changeups last year when he first came back from his Tommy John surgery, but a lot more this year and with great effectiveness. He's got a breaking ball too. Works it away from lefties.
And there was a fastball at 91 and Inciarte missed it. Corbin has his first strikeout and the bases are clear for Freddie Freeman.
You know, bunting is part of Ender's game, but there are certain counts that I don't like bunting. 3-1 is one of them. Gave up a good pitch to hit.
Arizona shifts for Freddie Freeman. Nothing has worked defensively for Freddie head to head with the Diamondbacks. He's 3 for 7 with a homer in the series. And Freddie, as a left-handed batter, has been one of the Braves' best hitters against left-handed pitching this year as well.
Yeah, and he's got a 15-game hitting streak against the Diamondbacks. And with damage, 7 homers, 20 RBIs in those 15 games. So they're trying to figure out what they've got to do to get this guy.
One ball, 2 strikes. And Freeman didn't get it. 92 over the outside corner. And Corbin works a 1-2-3. Bottom of the first with a couple of strikeouts. Look at that lovely lady.
Yeah, my mom, Beth Simpson. Happy Mother's Day to her. And look at you. That's Chip, pre-eyebrows.
Get it right, pre-eyebrow.
When I saw this picture this morning, I was taken by how much your youngest, Tristan, looked like your mom.
Yeah. Scary, isn't it?
No, it's wonderful.
Not sure what I had working in that particular picture. I think I had the dad influence going, huh, is this photography session ever going to end? I'm hungry. So happy birthday, Mom. And hope all the moms out there enjoying the day with friends and family today. Brandon Drury leads off. And he takes a pitch high from Mike. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, we've talked a lot about Trevor Story of the Colorado Rockies and his very impressive offensive start. You look at the National League offensive rookie rankings, Brandon Drury's in the top 2 or 3 in just about every important category as well. And nobody's talking about him for the Rookie of the Year. Maybe they ought to.
Absolutely, they should be. He's been impressive in this series with a short, quick swing. No wasted motion in his swing. Short stride, stands off the plate. Doesn't really dive in. Just has it all covered.
Nasty pitch from Foltynewicz. I mean, that was
he had no chance there.
Right under his hands, and Mike has his first strikeout. He is pitching early, which was one of your keys, it appears.
Yeah, and this pitch had some movement too, running even more in on him.
This is our first look at Chris Herman, whom the Diamondbacks acquired from the Twins. Herman's got a couple of homers. And not this time. It's popped up to left. Jeff Rancour gallops in, glasses gleaming, and he puts that away. 2 outs. I think something else to keep an eye on for Mike Foltynewicz is efficiency. We talked a lot last night about how the Braves starting staff is averaging a little over 5 innings because of high pitch counts. Mike's gotten 5 outs on 21 pitches so far.
Yeah, and a lot of those were to Segura, the first batter of the game, who he got ahead 0-2, and then it took him about 4 or 5 more pitches to put him away for that foul out. I thought we were going to see more of the same, but everything's calmed down since then.
Owing swings the first pitch. Wind is pushing that toward the line, and Markakis is there. A 7-pitch inning.
Love it.
And Mike Foltynewicz, a perfect second. No score.
Mom, happy Mother's Day. Thanks for everything over the years. Appreciate it. Love you. See you soon.
I have a good mom back home in Texas. I want to wish her happy Mother's Day, especially to my wife, Lauren, here in Georgia.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
That kind of says it all, doesn't it?
Sure does.
That looked like Cole, I think, in Kelly's arms there, but he's got 3 boys, and sometimes hard to tell them all apart. Boy, you think about Lauren at home with 3 boys and a big boy like Kelly. That's
well, you remember Father's Day here last year when they let the kids run on the field, and Lauren was trying to corral all 3 of the Johnson boys, and Kelly's at third base, and the oldest ran out to third, and there's Lauren. Where's he going? He's running out there too fast. But that was a great moment as Tyler Flowers leads off, And scorches one to short for out number one. It's only apropos that a man named Flowers gets a start on Mother's Day, but he's 0 for 1 on a hard hit ball.
Well, he's got the shoes for it. I know that. I mean, he had some specially designed for today, and Tyler's showing them off.
Jeff Francoeur hitting lefties at a .370 clip. Good for 9th in the National League. And on a check swing is down a strike from Patrick Corbin. Jeff hitting .240 overall for the year. And Corbin's moving the ball in and out and up and down in the strike zone in his first inning plus. To second, and Jeff reaching for it, and there's the second out.
So far he has been locating that fastball. You got Jeff to reach for one there, and he got Freeman to reach for one to strike him out in the first inning.
Eric Ibar's bat's coming around. He's hitting .278 over the last 10 games, and he's up to .184 overall for the year. He has 2 hits in this series and 2 RBIs for the campaign. No score. Braves batting in the second, just underway.
Here's those shoes I was talking about for Tyler today, and matching batting gloves. I mean, that's the whole ensemble right there. I understand he got those made specially at a shoe store in Flowery Branch.
Wow. Very impressive. I've got a belt that would probably match those shoes, by the way, if Tyler's interested.
Yes, you do. I know the one.
There's a base hit by Ibar. First of the day for Atlanta. And that'll bring up the music man, Chase Darno.
Another fastball right in the center of the plate.
Hope you enjoyed Paul Bird's feature with Chase and his band before the game on Braves Live. Paul had the whole rock ensemble working. He had the rock star belt buckle. He's got the Grateful Dead bandana.
Yeah.
Knew a couple of chords on the guitar.
Yeah, he's not playing the part. He is that. That's who he is.
I mean, very impressive work. As Darno slaps one toward right. And that is going to retire the side. Drury makes the grab. Braves get their first hit. And we look for our first run as we go to the third.
I got to tell you, we got a new player out there, Chase Darno. Yes, he's gotten a few pinch hits lately, but I tell you what, he can flat out sing.
Would you follow me? looking for a man. Would you follow me?
So, guys, we got some personality out there at second base. He will sing under his breath a little bit to relax him. It helps his game. He does not want to be a distraction to his teammates at all. He's not happy with losing, but he has to have an outlet like most. Some it's golf, some it's cards, some it's fishing. Chase just happens to be an incredible musician, making it work.
I was just thinking about how he could team up with Bronson Arroyo.
Yeah.
He's a very talented musician, songwriter, and singer.
Jake Peavy, I think, is a big guitar player too. He's got a big home studio. Not sure where Jake's living these days. They featured that on MLB Network a while back.
Good hook.
And you know what? Arbuckle has a great idea. They could get Joe West to be the lead singer.
Apparently that's already been suggested and voted down.
Oh, I know it's been suggested for a while, right?
Yeah.
As Corbin's out number 1. And here's Nick Ahmed. I think a lot of players will tell you that the biggest enemy that they have in the sport is time, especially when you're on the road. You're not at the ballpark. What do? And a lot of guys find that outlet in music. And Chase, certainly one of them.
That's one of the difficult parts for me because the nice hotels we stay in, they're all carpeted and nice. So it's hard for me to find some place to go tap dance and practice.
Yes, yeah, but you wouldn't know it. I mean, you're incredibly graceful and light on the feet. As Ahmed digs in.
Hotels get a little aggravated at me when they find me in the ballroom.
High hopper to third. Castro's got it. Bad throw, but Freeman came down with the tag. There's the second out. And back to the top of the order.
A little under this one. A little sidearm. Cut that thing loose. Daniel's got a good arm. He's not going to be happy with that, kind of drawing Freddie into harm's way there. Got the out. That's all that matters.
And a check swing by Segura, who flied out to start the game for the Diamondbacks.
The Braves hit today. It was optional. Braves, anybody that wanted to hit could hit before the game.
Another chance for Castro. And better play, better throw, good result.
Diamondbacks didn't hit, but they took infield.
3 up, 3 down for Foltynewicz. Mike's retired 8 straight. Long, our friends at Delta Airlines get us from city to city. Our next trip on Delta will be to Kansas City to face the world champion Royals. Beautiful day in Atlanta for Mother's Day.
And the Delta sign already up on the out-of-town scoreboard at SunTrust Park.
Season tickets go on sale on May the 10th. We got our guided tour this weekend. Boy, SunTrust Park is rolling along, and as Joe said, 48 weeks until the Braves move into their new facility and begin play there next year. Hard to believe. One ball, one strike. And a shot toward right, Drew. It's underneath. And there's the first out. So again, this Tuesday, SunTrust Park season tickets go on sale to the general public, and they start at as little as $7 a game for A-list members. And almost half of the seats can be secured for under $20 per game. Mark your calendar for May 10th and visit Braves.com/SunTrustPark to learn more. What I was amazed by, Joe, on our trip was no matter where we were in the ballpark, with that cantilevered stadium design, there truly is not a bad seat in the house.
No, and the lower bowl, while the lower bowl is completely exposed here at Turner Field, a lot. And Mike?
A rope right back up the middle for his first hit of the year and the second single of the day for the Braves.
Nice stroke, too. Look at this swing. Good extension. Right back where it came from. But a large portion of the lower bowl is covered by the deck just above it, the terrace level. So that'll help with some shading.
Yeah, we're told 60% of the seats in the ballpark will be covered either by the cantilevered overhangs of the decks or the 90-foot roof overhang. So the hot summer months, that'll provide some relief for the fans.
It's a beaut.
And the other cool part is the battery development for fans who are coming in from out of town, or even in town for that matter. The Braves are envisioning that battery area to be part of an all-day experience. Get there early, have lunch, do a little shopping, come watch the game, stay afterward, and then head home. As another one's right back through the box, and that one knocked Corbin to the seat of his pants at the slope of the mound. So he's given up 2 ropes in a row, 2 on, 1 out.
And only the third, make it 4th hit he's allowed to a left-handed hitter. Fastball, I mean, that was right back at him. Good thing he followed through to the third base side. Great note on Nick Markakis today in the Braves notes. Doesn't apply to this hit, but it does apply to games where he leads off. And since 1974, he has the best average, 353, when leading off a game, the first at bat of a game.
So he's truly been a marvelous table setter.
You bet.
To get things started offensively. He's moved the line along for Ender Inciarte, who struck out his first time after getting way ahead in the count. Berman with a nice stop. 1 ball, no strikes.
To a man, though, you talk to the players about having only 1 win at Turner Field, and everybody is aware of it, and everybody knows they need to do a better job of playing at Turner Field.
Line to third. Throw back to second, a little late. Double clutch over there by Lamb, and you can understand why. That was hit like a rocket. And Inciarte is retired for the second out.
That saved a run and maybe 2. Because that was slicing. And had Lamb looked at second base first, they probably would have gotten a double play. Nice job by the pitcher to get back.
So 3 straight hard hit balls against Patrick Corbin. Braves trying to hand him the first ever run that he's allowed here in this inning. To the Braves batting order. Who better than Freddie Freeman to do that? He struck out though to end the first.
Despite batting third most of the year, he had a couple of at-bats in the sixth spot, you might remember, when Freddie Gonzalez was trying to figure out a way to get him going again. This is only his 19th at bat with a runner in scoring position for the year.
That's hard to believe.
Well, another reason why he's only got 8 RBIs and had that many chances.
As you mentioned, Nick Markakis has gotten on base for the Braves. A lot of doubles for Nick. 29 hits, 17 of them singles coming into play today. And then batting second for the club, the Braves have had Daniel Castro. Markakis has hit there 7 times. Ibar, Garcia, Beckham, and now Ender Inciarte. Three balls, 1 strike. Good pitch, fills it up.
Pretty good 3-1 breaking ball, wouldn't you say?
This guy's good.
Former second-round pick by the Angels.
And with Greinke and Miller, they can pitch him in the 3rd spot in the rotation. Runners go, and the pitch missed. Ball 4, loads him up. Foltynewicz at 3rd, Markakis at 2nd, Freeman at 1st for Tyler Flowers. He squared one up, but hit it right to the shortstop, Nick Ahmed, to start the Braves' 2nd inning. You might ask how the Braves have done with the bases loaded this year. The team batting average is 167. And this is Tyler Flowers' first at bat with 3 aboard this year. And it's now an even count.
He's done a good job with runners in scoring position. 2 out though, 4 for 7. A lot of his hits have gone through the right side. Be a good time for another one. And just as I said that, Paul Goldschmidt hopped 2 steps to his right. Segura's playing up the middle a little bit, so Goldschmidt's trying to plug up that spot. You can see he's a long way from first base.
Little pop into shallow right. Drury coming on, still coming. He's gonna get there, and nearly a collision with Gene Segura, and that retires the side. Flowers pops out with the bases loaded and 2 out. We head to the 4th, no score.
How cute is that?
So Mike's off to a good start. He's pitched 3 scoreless innings. He's got a base hit as well. And this is what Mike had to say about the learning curve for him as a major league pitcher.
Probably the best I felt all year. So you know, I just gotta kind of get the emotions down a level instead of just going out there and throwing, get back to pitching instead of going out there and try to blow it by everyone. You know, once you just take my time, breathe a little bit, and just get back to pitching instead of throwing us. You know, we should be on a little different page.
Recognized it. Going to try to make some adjustments on it. I'd say he has already. He's had 3 quick innings and a couple of strikeouts. So,
would you agree that power guys like Mike Foltynewicz, it sometimes takes them longer to achieve success in this league because as a youngster they've been able to blow the ball by people without having, frankly, to pitch much, and up here all these hitters are here because they can hit anybody's fastball.
Well, I'm not going to take anything. I don't mean this comment to sound like I'm taking something away from the coaches and the minor league roving pitching instructors, for example. But down there in the minor leagues, everybody's hyping this guy. He's got such a big arm. He's throwing upper 90s. Man, he's throwing hard. Well, he sure is walking a lot of people. Yeah, I know, but he's throwing hard, and he's really got a good arm, and he's developing a pretty good breaking ball. Yeah, well, he's walking a lot of people. Yeah, I know, but there's kind of an acceptance of it almost, provided he's still got good stuff and good velocity.
We're as guilty of falling in love with the radar gun
Absolutely
as everybody else.
Sure we are. So once you get here, all that's out the window. You've got to pitch. Can't walk a ton of guys.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's, I mean, the case point I use a guy like Nolan Ryan, and I'm not saying Mike Foltynewicz is going to be Nolan Ryan, don't misunderstand me, but Nolan Ryan wasn't a superstar when he started with the Mets. It took him a long while to harness the God-given gift of his right arm. But if he does that and locates, it's tough to hit 97 with that kind of movement.
There's a long list of those guys that started off the same way, and Sandy Koufax the same way.
How about Randy Johnson?
Oh, it was horrible. He walked the ballpark every night. So it took something to click that it doesn't pay to throw every pitch as hard as you can throw it. Save a little something like he did there on that strikeout to Lamb.
So, Paul, are you seeing evidence today that Mike Foltynewicz is not only pitching but learning on the fly here today?
Yes, this is my favorite start he's made so far because he looks like he's throwing easy. And when I say easy, guys, and this is the beauty of Mike Foltynewicz, is easy for him is 94 miles an hour, which is plenty good enough. So, Joe, very similar to a hitter, I think you would say if a guy swings as hard as he can every time, he's probably not going to hit 350. It's hard to square the ball up as much. Same thing for a pitcher. If you try max effort every time, it's hard to hit your spot. So I see a relaxed Folty, and then I do see him turning it up when he needs to. And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, what a nice weapon to have that in reserve when you can go to it, to go from 94 to 97.
Absolutely. And you guys were talking about other pitchers as he gets the strikeout. How about Arrieta? Coming from Baltimore, he was throwing balls halfway up the backstop, had no idea where it was going, decided to pitch at 94, 95. Now he's got the slider. The rest is history.
That was a great slider there to the outside corner.
So Mike's got 4 strikeouts, including the first 2 hitters here in this inning. Here's Ricky Weeks.
Hey, watch this. Watch Tyler Flowers here. Watch how he receives this pitch and just holds that there. And lets Rob Drake get a good look at it. Great job by the Braves catcher. Help him out too.
And that's something Tyler talked about this spring. He doesn't like to use the term framing because the connotation is that you're trying to fool the umpire. But he said, I want the glove to beat the ball to a spot. And if I can do that, it looks like that's where the pitch was intended to be delivered. And that's what helps sell the call for the umpire.
Boy, He's had a good hook this inning.
And he's got Weeks behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Confidence, control, gas.
Not in a hurry.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Chipper used to say about the game? When you figure it out is when the game really slows down. Looks like Mike's doing that in his second start today. And boy, he's been efficient. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Ricky Weeks. Got the corner. 97-mile-an-hour heat and an 86-mile-an-hour slider that's been crackling. He just struck out the side for the first time today. 5 strikeouts in total. And as we head to the 4th inning, the story on the mound is Mike Foltynewicz. Pitching a beauty and pitching the operative word. Lovely lady is Freddie Gonzalez's mom, Caridad.
Mrs. Gonzalez.
Yes, well said.
And Jeff Francoeur's parents. Looks like at Disney World with Jeff's children, Emma Kate and Braden David. So happy Mother's Day to Mrs. Francoeur too, and to Katie Francoeur.
You bet. Talk about having 3 kids in the household. Can you imagine her?
Oh, talk
Katie,
about herding cats.
Katie, all we can say, we love you and bless your heart.
Yes.
Jeff grounded out his first time today. I've said it once, I'll say it a million times before I'm done. The cool thing about this job is when you see kids come to the major leagues, grow up, figure it out, become professionals, become men, then become dads themselves. As Jeff hits a laser up the middle, boy, the Braves are using the center of the diamond against Corbin today. And they have their first leadoff man on. But it's fun to see how Jeff Francoeur and Kelly Johnson, who were part of those baby Braves 11 years ago, here they are back in Atlanta and now parents themselves of youngsters. It's really, really cool. See how it goes full circle.
You're right, though. Poor Katie.
Here's Ibar. He took a shot at right field and fouled it away and into the club level. Strike 1.
Jeff's tearing up left-handed pitching,
Yep.
just like he did last year. He came into the game hitting .370 against lefties. 1 for 2 today.
Is he cutting his fastball?
At times he has today, it appears. You know, that was 91, and that had like a two-seamer running in on him, but looked like a cutter. He made a good pitch, turning the ball over, running it away from Tyler Flowers to get the fly out last inning.
And that one in the dirt. Was it tipped? Nope, apparently not. Ibar is down on strikes. That is strikeout number 3 for Corbin.
And the breaking ball, basically a back foot breaking ball, and a swing over the top of it.
Chase Darno flied to right. That ended the Braves' second. Braves have another off day tomorrow. Then the Phillies come to town. Phillies are in Miami and losing to the Marlins early. So that one's in for a strike. Matt Whistler pitches on Tuesday night. Julius Chassin Wednesday night. Aaron Blair pitches Thursday night to wrap up the homestand.
Thursday night we get a look at Velasquez, a guy who struck out 16 in a game earlier this season.
High hopper up the middle. Ahmed slick and makes the play, and that ends the inning. Leadoff single wasted by the Braves. Darno hits into a 6-3 double play, and we're through 4 scoreless.
Right stuff, low price every day.
Follow Braves Baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet. Mike Foltynewicz is pitching beautifully. He just struck out the side. Lamb, Goldschmidt, and Weeks. Now Brandon Drury digs in, and he whiffed him his first time up today.
He's throwing that slider for strikes.
Then you followed up with 95 over the outside corner.
Well, that fastball located at the knees on the outside corner is a little tough.
You know, Mike Foltynewicz appreciates every pitch he's able to throw in the major leagues after his serious medical issues of a year ago. He had the thoracic outlet syndrome where they removed part of the rib, but that was only part of the problem. There were some blood clot issues that cropped up, and Mike was very seriously ill. But he's gotten through that. Says he feels great. No issues with his pitching arm.
Well, I think we pointed this out in New York, that for a guy that went through what he went through and was told at one time he may not pitch again, it's understandable to be fired up in New York for that first start and be overdoing it a little bit.
Good try.
Yeah, it took a little off on that, like a changeup.
So let's see what he offers Drury here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball missed. Now it's full. And up the middle, Drury continues his good work at the plate. That's his 5th hit in the series. And that's the first leadoff man aboard for Arizona.
I like it though. He didn't walk him. Threw a fastball. He wasn't trying to burn an outside corner. He just threw a fastball and said, if you can hit it, good for you, and he did.
Chris Herman, 2 R's, 2 N's, and 2 homers. And a .216 average coming in. Kind of glad Wellington Castillo's not in the lineup.
For several reasons.
Yeah, he's very impressive. But he's able to go off the bench if needed for Chip Hale. Herman was born in Tomball, Texas. Went to Alvin Community College and then the University of Miami. As a junior at Miami, hit .341 and scored 59 runs. He was a 6th round pick by the Twins. And he lifts that one toward right. Markakis will catch it. There's the first out.
Talking about catching, I was next door talking to Don Sutton and Jim Powell before the game about the lack of catching in the big leagues. I mean, there's like 5 or 6 that you would say, oh, wish I had him on my team. You know, among 30 teams, it's hard to find not only solid starting catching, but a guy that could be a complement like Herman, who's left-handed versus Castillo's right-handed. It's difficult to round that out. Braves have 2 veteran guys that split time that are right and left-handed.
One ball, no strikes for Chris Owings. In at the letters to even up the count. Drury has a short lead at first. Let's take it low, ball 2. Yeah, the Nationals like their catching tandem of Wilson Ramos and Jose Lobaton, who, as we know, is an excellent receiver of the baseball. Plawecki and d'Arnaud in New York. JT Realmuto's the #1 guy in Miami. Phillies still have Carlos Ruiz. As the count Owings now 2 balls 2 strikes. How's Christian Bethancourt doing? He's in San Diego now.
He made the club, but I don't know that he's played that much.
Haven't seen much of Christian in the box scores. Derek Norris is their #1 guy behind the plate. 2-2. Double play ball. Bobbled. Recovery. And that's all Atlanta will get. Ibar couldn't handle it cleanly. Darno got the feed at second for the force play. And Owings aboard at first. With the pitcher coming up, you figure Mike will be all right, but that was a routine double play ball.
Yeah, a bobble right here, and that throws all the timing off for the second baseman who wants to come across the bag and get it, so that you freeze. And then I don't know that Darno had a real good grip on the baseball and chose to hang on to it.
And that's one of those plays we've talked about. Not an error, but a play that ought to be made, and then the extra pitches and extra pressure that
Right.
puts on your staff.
Corbin's got 4 hits, so he's no slouch up there, even though he took a call third his last time up. Argyle looked it up for us. 9 games for Bethancourt, a 174 average, a homer, 3 RBIs.
No balls 2 strikes. I hope Christian figures it out. He's got all the tools to be a terrific major league player. But it was his defensive lapses that I think were his undoing here.
Yeah.
And that was the most surprising part.
Yeah. He was supposed to be the Braves catcher for a very long time, but his title was catcher, and he wasn't doing a lot of catching.
No. Up and away, 1 ball 2 strikes.
Loving that curveball today. Spoiled there by Corbin, but that was a good pitch. 73 miles an hour on that curveball, which is a real nice change of pace from the heat.
Ripped into right center field by Corbin, and that is big time trouble. Owings around third. He's going to score. Look at Corbin go. He's around second. He'll make his way to third with a stand-up triple, and no double play. Keeps the inning alive, and Corbin helps himself with an RBI hit.
Good point, Chip. Told you he was no slouch. That's his second RBI. Back to the fastball, and he put a real good swing on it. And absolutely split the gap.
So Patrick Corbin has brought home the first run with an RBI triple. Now Nick Ahmed bats with 2 outs. 1-0 Diamondbacks.
See, it's just aggravating. Things like defensively. When that ground ball's hit, you think it's automatically a double play and the inning's over, and then it's not.
Yeah. 1 ball 1 strike.
And the unfortunate part is that we've seen it already in the first 29 games that the Braves have not been able to pitch around, play around those types of mistakes to prevent it from hurting them.
I was just going to say that the margin for error for this team is so slim.
Yeah.
That you just can't give extra outs. So again, not an error, but a play that had to be made and wasn't. And Corbin with the triple makes it 1-0, and now a 1-2 pitch. Ahmed strikes out. 6 strikeouts for Mike Foltynewicz, but the Braves defense let him down in the 5th. He'll bat second, down a run.
Delta Airlines. And Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience sports.
Arizona has broken through first on Mother's Day in Atlanta. There's another pretty picture. And here's another one for you. Our Yellowwood brand bringing the lumber feature. We honor A.J. Pierzynski's milestone hit.
Boy, the Braves did a nice thing here today as a remembrance of his 2000 hit in a Braves uniform. He got a silver bat from John Capalella and Freddie Gonzalez. Teammates all wanted to check it out. That was really nice.
And they all look like they wanted to use it. A couple of former college players, and they want to take that aluminum bat to the plate, give it a shot against Corbin. Yeah, that's remarkable for A.J. Pierzynski, who's now just 3 games away from 2,000, 8 RBIs away from 900. And he's closing in on Johnny Bench on the all-time hit parade as a big league catcher.
The guys have even got pink shades on today. Pretty slick. Kelly had some sharp ones on. By the way, do you even remember that Kelly played for these guys?
Yeah, but I don't remember watching him playing for him. I know he was on their roster for a couple of years.
I'll tell you a little something.
But then again, he's been Mr. Samsonite.
Yeah, a little something on Kelly. Playing for Arizona back in 2010, he had 284 in 154 games. 26 home runs, 71 RBIs. Also had 36 doubles and stole 13 bases. That was Mr. Johnson in a Snakes uniform. Those good uniforms.
Not these.
Yeah.
Daniel Castro with a little flare into center. And he's aboard with a leadoff hit. Second inning in a row, the Braves have put their first batter aboard. Let's see if Foltynewicz can move him along with a bunt, or he's already got a hit. Maybe they'll let him swing away. We'll see.
And he put down a sacrifice bunt in New York in his first game.
Bunted foul. Braves training staff, we understand, is a man down today, but for a very special reason.
Absolutely.
Head athletic trainer Jeff Porter not with the club today. His son David is graduating from Auburn today.
War Eagle. And he's been accepted to veterinarian school at Auburn, so quite an honor there, and congratulations to David on this great day.
And to Jeff too, and I'm sure David's late mom Kathy is looking down with an awful lot of love and pride today. I know that this is a very special day for Jeff and David. So guys, we're thinking about you today, and congratulations. 1 ball, 1 strike for Mike Foltynewicz. And he backed out of the way. It's inside. Marlins lead the Phillies 3-0 in the 6th inning down in Miami. The Fish are playing very good baseball.
Well, for a team that not much was expected of this year, the Phillies are playing well too.
They are. Phillies are 2.5 out. So's Miami. As there's a bunt. Corbin pounces, and he'll have 1 play. He'll flip it to first. Good sacrifice. All around terrific day for Foltynewicz. 1-4 on the sacrifice. And here's Nick Markakis, the club leader in RBIs with 20.
Corbin's out of Clay, New York. Grew up in the Syracuse area. Started off at a junior college in that area, and then went to Chipola Junior College down in Florida, which is a real good baseball school. And the Angels drafted him in the 2nd round in 09. Came to the Diamondbacks in a deal for Dan Herron, who went from Arizona to LA.
With all due respect to Dan Herron and the Angels, Bet you they wish they had Patrick Corbin now. Lost 2 pitchers to elbow problems. Garrett Richards is going to have Tommy John surgery. That's just awful for the Halos, who are 13-17 over the AL West. Nick didn't pull the trigger. It was high. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think Andrew Haney's the other kid that's got some arm problems in LA.
Jared Weaver hasn't been all right either.
No. One ball, 1 strike. There's some newspaper talk about the Angels. Would they consider trading Mike Trout to try to rebuild or restock that franchise? You've got Albert Pujols, who's in the latter stages of his long-term contract. Still a great player, but not the player he was with the Cardinals. One ball, 2 strikes. And a high hopper towards short. Ahmed's got it behind the bag. Right at 3rd, 2 out. The quote from Billy Epler was, "We have no intention or desire to trade Mike Trout," which you can understand. He's a superstar impact player. There apparently aren't enough of those players around him to get the Angels over the hump in the West at this point. He would bring a lot.
Yes, he would. See if Inciarte can bite the snakes here. His old team tie this up.
He lined one right at Jake Lamb at 3rd base last time. He's also struck out. Bob Brenly said, as the Arizona broadcaster, that Corbin's not afraid to throw that breaking stuff inside to left-hand hitters. He's moved the ball around pretty effectively in the first 4 2/3. He's scattered 5 hits.
And there it is again.
That was something Tom Glavine talked about with us last night, how that changed his career in the latter years.
Doesn't look like that's where Herman wanted it, but it was effective.
And a swing and a miss. Inciarte thought he tipped it. He won't get the call, and Corbin pitches out of a little trouble in the 5th inning. He has driven in the game's only run with a 2-out triple. Corbin has struck out 4. We head to the 6th. 1-0 Diamondbacks.
The Braves trail the Diamondbacks going into the 6th inning, and it is time for your Xfinity game break. We'll head over to Cleveland, where the Indians are hosting the Royals. Cleveland had a 1-0 lead after a solo shot. Eric Hosmer changed that quickly in the 4th. He gets it out of there to right center for a 2-run jack. That home run, estimated 447 feet, the longest for a Royals hitter of the year. The Royals lead the Indians 3-2 in the 5th inning.
And they're coming off, Kelsey, a 7-0 whitewashing in Cleveland last night with Ian Kennedy picking up the win. Royals are without Mike Moustakas, DL'd with a fractured thumb, so we'll miss him when we face the Royals in a few days. Gene Segura goes to work for Arizona. We've hit the 6th inning. 1, 2, and 3 on the lineup card for Mike Foltynewicz. Now he's struck out 6, 3 hits, 1 run, and unfortunately for Atlanta, a missed double play opportunity led to that tally for the Diamondbacks last inning. High hopper over the mound. Darno. Nice play, and a high throw pulled down by Freddie Freeman.
Very nice play on a tricky hop. It was going to be a short hop anyway, and then it took a little funny bounce. And the big 6'5" first baseman used all of his reach to pull this one in. Nice out.
Jake Lamb has an infield hit. He has also struck out. Well, he's really mixed his pitches well. He has not thrown fastballs in fastball counts.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten in any patterns. Tyler Flowers has done a nice job of calling some off-speed pitches on the first pitch to guys. That's something he has to continue to do, is pitch inside, though. Keep those hitters honest, especially the right-handers. Pitch them inside to make that slider away effective. A little rapid fire there, last 3.
Yep.
Take a breath.
Which he did. 2 balls and a strike. Shift on for Lamb. Now a full count. Nationals and Cubs are underway in Chicago. No score in the 2nd. Cardinals and Pirates 0-0 in the top of the 3rd inning at Busch. Fly ball by Lamb, straightaway center. Inciarte's got it, and there's the 2nd out. Give you 3 guesses as to what the game of the universe will be tonight.
Yeah, must not be baseball worthy unless it's Yankees and Red Sox, right?
You got it.
Well, I know you'll give me a full blow-by-blow description on Tuesday of how that turns out.
I will score the game.
You'll listen to all the analysis.
I'll have the radio and the TV on. That's how into that game I'll be tonight. Outside.
I'd be interested in what Aaron Boone has to say.
Yeah. I'm sure you would be. You got the Cubs and the Nationals at Wrigley Field. Come on. Might actually watch that game.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes for the Diamondback first baseman, who's popped out and struck out. There's that inside pitch you like so much.
He's got to do that to make that changeup work. Otherwise, guys, if they see it without worrying about anything inside, they may lay off it and it's not a strike. So it's just a wasted pitch.
And he struck him out over the inside corner. Goldschmidt turns and grumbles. Rob Drake rings him up. 7 strikeouts for Fultonevich. Happy Mother's Day. Look at that beautiful shot. That is young Freddie Freeman.
His mom, Rosemary, I know Freddie thinks about every day, but especially on this day.
Taken too soon from Freddie and his family. I'm sure she's watching from above today as her son leads off for Atlanta against Patrick Corbin. In the 6th, the Braves down a run.
Yeah, I think Freddie was just 9.
Freddie is the subject of our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot.
15 straight against Arizona. And how about the numbers? 7 homers, 20 RBIs.
That's off the plate, full count. Freeman, Flowers, and Francoeur. This is the My High School report card portion of the lineup. 3 Fs in a row. And down swinging is Freeman. 5 strikeouts for Corbin, and 2 in a row. Here's Tyler Flowers. Hey, we mentioned Jeff Porter and his son David graduating from Auburn. Jim Lovell wanted to send along happy birthday greetings to his mom, Wendell Baker, today.
Happy birthday.
Happy Mother's Day. Excuse me. Happy Mother's Day greetings for.
Then happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day for Wendell and Baker today.
No bigger Auburn Tiger than Lovey.
And Tyler Flowers' mom, Kelly, is watching the game today. So Tyler says happy Mother's Day too. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he got popped. He'll head to first with a hit by pitch.
Get him on the back elbow. Nope. Just on the jersey. Perfect spot.
There's an advantage to wearing those big blousy uniform tops, and that was it. So here's Jeff Rancour. He singled his last time up. Let's get a run for Mike Foltynewicz.
Let's get a run off Corbin.
Hasn't given one up yet against the Braves.
He's now gone 21 and 22 innings, even, without giving up a run to Atlanta in his career. That was generous.
Same effect as Foltynewicz, although in a different way. Not as much velocity from Corbin, but still in and out and up and down, changing speeds. Both pitchers pitching. Wild swing by Francoeur, didn't get it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's a hard breaking downer. When he throws it down and into the right-handers, we saw Ibar swing over the top of it. Here's Jeff doing it again. I mean, that's bouncing right next to the plate. So there's late recognition by the hitters on that.
He hit that right off the plate. That ball looked to be about 2 inches off the ground, and somehow Francoeur fouled it away.
How did the bat go forward and the ball go backwards?
What was that?
I mean, I've seen guys throw the bat at the ball before and actually get a piece of it, but never to this extent where one went one way and the ball actually went backwards. I don't get it. Only Jeff.
Even he's laughing about it. What in the world was that? 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Nice stop by Herman. .79 pitches for Corbin. His season high is only 105. Again, last year, coming back from Tommy John surgery, he only made 16 starts. So this is his first full season back. Ooh, that was a good take. Francoeur in French means good eye.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
3 balls, 2 strikes. In the air to right, Drury back, still going back, and he reaches up and makes the play. At the last instant, he hauled it in. Otherwise, that ball's off the warning track and the fence. Nice catch.
It was a nice catch, and the wind kind of helped us a little bit too. It didn't look like Jeff hit it that hard, but it jumped off his bat. Little breeze blowing that way helped it too. Almost got it over his head. Nice play.
How about Arizona making do? They've got 3 infielders playing the outfield today.
Well, they're doing a fine job.
Nice catch to Rob Francoeur. Now Ibar bats. He's 1 for 2. And that's skied out of play, foul. And if Fan from Bainbridge, Georgia, makes the catch. Flowers hit by a pitch, has a short lead. And a bouncer foul. It's quickly 0-2. Just past 3 o'clock in Atlanta. Arizona scored the lone run in the game in the 5th inning. Corbin tripled home Owings with 2 outs. Mike Foltynewicz has started for the Braves. He's looked brilliant. 7 strikeouts over his first 6 innings. Mike has not walked a man.
Ought to have a 2-hit shutout working.
But that man has done it on the mound and at the plate for the Diamondbacks, who are trying to sweep the Braves today. Line to third, and Lamb hardly had to move. Nothing doing for the Braves through 6. We head to the 7th. 1-0 Diamondbacks. More of our happy Mother's Day photos. That's Matt Whistler with his mom and dad, Sue and Bob.
Boy, AJ looks like his mom,
Sure
Mary
does.
Jane, doesn't he? See where he gets his good looks.
And here's your Academy Sports game summary. Both pitchers looking good today, but Mike Foltynewicz down a run.
And no walk, 7 strikeouts for Folty.
So his spot is due 3rd in the home 7th. You figure this will be his last frame for Atlanta. Let's see if he can finish as strongly as he started. He's got Weeks leading off, and it's popped out of play. Straight behind home plate, strike 1. Weeks has flied out, and he has struck out.
Weeks now 33 years old, 5'10", 220. Out of Daytona, Florida, lives now in Orlando. He had a run of good home run RBI seasons for Milwaukee from 2010 to 2012. Always came with a lot of strikeouts, but good production.
In the air towards center. The ball pushing that away from Inciarte. Bellinger tracked it down. Good play.
Second time today Inciarte has taken a hit away from Weeks. Remember that great catch to end the first inning. Up against the wall in center. Good closing speed, as they say. I don't know who they are, but up here today we'll say Chip and Argyle.
Doesn't matter who says it. The point is you did. That's what we'll go with.
Okay.
As Brandon Drury has a hit. Braves and Diamondbacks have hooked up for a lot of deals over the last couple of years. Braves traded Martin Prado, Randall Delgado, Zeke Sproul, Nick Ahmed, and Brandon Drury for Justin Upton and Chris Johnson before the 2013 season. As Foltynewicz just picked up his 8th strikeout.
Well, he carved him up too with some breaking stuff. Already seen Drury wear out some fastballs. Got a slider before that, then the curve. Herman's been aggressive early in the count.
So Mike has matched his career high in strikeouts with 8. He's ahead of Herman, who's flat out twice.
Can't say enough about how well he has mixed his pitches, how well he and Tyler have worked together today. He hasn't been out there trying to just pump 96, 98 past everybody. He's pitched awesome.
And here he is at 95 pitches, still throwing 94, 95 if he needs it. And there's a drive deep down the right field line on an 0-2 pitch. Did he keep it fair? Yes, it hits the pole. Chris Herman hits a home run with 2 outs to extend the Arizona lead. His 3rd homer and his 3rd homer in his last 5 starts.
And on an 0-2 count, wanted a high target, got one, and he got it. No doubt about distance, just whether or not it was lined up properly, and it hit way at the top of the foul pole.
So Arizona, with its 42nd home run this year, extends the lead to 2-0. And Foltynewicz allows his 4th home run. Now a play by Owings, and he's behind 0-2. Up the middle, Ibar, tricky hop, could not make a play, and Owings has an infield hit.
Right where Mike had been, but his follow through goes over to the first base side, took him away from fielding this. He threw 98 pitches in 3 2/3 innings at New York. He's thrown 99 today. 2 out in the 7th.
And again, frankly, it ought to be a 1-0 game.
Yes.
In the air to right. Nick Markakis is there, and that will retire the side. Mike Foltynewicz has pitched a great game today. Not a lot of defensive help for him. Certainly no offensive help as he trails 2-0 at the 7th inning stretch. His spot is due 3rd, so that figures to be the end of the line for the Braves right-hander in his second start of the year. As is customary here in Atlanta on home Sundays, Timothy Miller will make his way to the center of the diamond. The crowd will stand and rise as Timothy will perform another splendid rendition of God Bless America here in Atlanta, Georgia.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
Hyundai Sunday on Fox Sports South is presented by your local Hyundai dealers.
Beautiful day for a Sunday drive here in Atlanta. Arizona leads 2-0 at the 7th inning stretch. Grammy Award winner Chris Stapleton's taken the country music scene by storm. He's coming to Turner Field Sunday, May 29th for a free post-game concert, all part of the Coca-Cola and Delta Airlines Summer Concert Series. Go to Braves.com and get your tickets today.
Well, time to get some runs. Braves got a couple of early runs last night. They haven't had any since today's Cold Hard Facts, brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. The fact that the Braves last 9 home games, only 19 runs. Road games a lot better.
Meanwhile, Corbin's up to his old tricks now. 22 2/3 scoreless innings against Atlanta. And a fly ball lifted toward left. Weeks is there and makes the catch. Darno is out number 1. Here's Daniel Castro. Tuiasa Sopo has grabbed a bat. He'll hit for Fultonevich. Daniel has one of the 5 Braves hits. Frustrating for Atlanta in the 4th and 5th innings. They put the leadoff man on, but could advance the base runner only one time. Fultonevich with a sacrifice in the 5th. Markakis grounded out. Inciarte struck out in what was then a 1-0 game. But win or lose today, the story is Mike Fultonevich and how well he pitched. And the operative word there is pitched.
Great job. Great outing. 0-2 home run. Ought to make the game 1-0. He allowed a run back in the 5th inning that shouldn't have been. It wasn't his fault.
Popped up. Segura going out. And a near collision in the outfield. Owings came in and made the catch. Might have been some body contact, but Owings held on, and there's the 2nd out.
Yeah, I think he might have actually caught that like a basket catch, Willie Mays style, knowing that there was about to be a crash. Not quite a basket catch, but trying to brace himself and barely holds on.
Seven innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 8 strikeouts, and a home run for Mike Fultonevich, who did all that work, Joe, with 101 pitches. So a scouting report for Mike Butcher with Tuiasa Sopo up there, with 2 outs and nobody aboard for the Braves. Don't forget, stay tuned after our ball game. Braves Live presented by Xfinity. Kelsey Wingert has the hosting duties today. Hopefully a comeback win is something we'll all get to talk about here in Atlanta today. Inside, 2 balls and a strike.
See if he follows the pattern here. Pitch him in, and then soft away. It's that 2-seamer, that good hard sinker.
To short. Ahmed's got it, and his throw to first in plenty of time. Corbin continues to dazzle. He's thrown 7 shutout innings at the Braves again and leads by 2.
2-0 as we go to the top of the 8th. Congratulations to that lady on her graduation at Auburn as well. Time for a Toyota key play. This was a double play that should have been and wasn't. When the Diamondbacks scored their first run, that would have ended the inning had it been completed, because the next batter was the pitcher, and he lined a base hit that split the gap and brought in Chris Owings from first base for the go-ahead run. That was the Toyota key play that put the Diamondbacks on the board. They've added a home run. It's 2-0.
And now Alexi Ogando grabs the ball. He'll come on to pitch the 8th with the 9, 1, and 2 spots coming up for Arizona. Alexi had a very good run working until he ran into the Diamondbacks a couple of days ago. He gave up 2 runs in one inning with 3 hits.
Oh my, that'll test out that new mask. Tyler with that mask with the springs in it to act as shock absorbers. You see there up near the temple. Tested right away.
No balls and a strike. Ogando paints a corner. Marlins and Phillies tied 4-4 7th inning. Cardinals 1, Pirates nothing in the 5th. Big news in Chicago. Jake Arrieta is losing.
Whoa.
He's losing to Tanner Roark 1-0. As Ahmed is down on strikes, 3 pitches takes care of him. Good start to the 8th.
Threw that one right by him.
Arrieta has won 17 straight games. He's 6-0 this year. So we'll keep an eye on that one as the Braves try to come back from a 2-0 deficit. Here's Segura. Segura's 0 for 3. He's got a streak working. He's reached base in 14 consecutive games for the Diamondbacks, but has not reached today. The surprising Phillies are here Tuesday night. Matt Whistler versus Adam Morgan.
Yeah, the Braves are going to miss Aaron Nola. That's a break, but the way these guys are pitching for the Phillies doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we had that stat a day ago or so, a stat that would have won you a lot of bets in your local tap room. Philadelphia Phillies, as of a couple of days ago, had more strikeouts than any team in the National League as a pitching staff. Never in my wildest dreams would have guessed that. And a strike had Segura backing away. 3-1 the count. And now it's full.
Phillies still #1, Chip. Got 291 entering play today.
I'll bet you if you ask 10 people, they'd say the Mets, maybe the Nationals. But it's the Phillies.
Played 31 games. That's a high strikeout total.
Yep. Full count pitch. And driven out of play to the right. Phillies also getting great work from Odubel Herrera in the leadoff spot. He's hit a hitting. Wrote that down this morning. Herrera's hitting .330 for them. Jeanmar Gomez has saved 10 games as the Phillies closer. So another stiff challenge coming up for Atlanta after Arizona leaves. Fly ball again right center. Inciarte sprinting. Nobody's going to get that. That's going to bounce off the warning track and high off the fence. And Gene Segura doubles with one out to keep his on-base streak alive. That's his 6th double of the year. And Arizona looks to add on late.
He was getting closer and closer to fair territory with each foul ball. Stayed in on that. Hands inside the baseball and almost hit it out.
So Jake Lamb is up. He's 1 for 3. One shocking, well, maybe not so shocking, one major difference between these two clubs is their extra base hit totals. First, the pitch to Lamb. Arizona has 6 hits today. That gives them 300 hits for the year. They have 113 extra base hits. The Braves today have 5 hits. That gives them 222. The Braves have 48 extra base hits.
And they've got 100 and how many?
112. Make it 113 now with Segura's double. It's almost 3 times as many.
It's up.
And they got him. Hang on a minute. Home plate umpire Rob Drake is saying no, 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 no. Was time called?
Apparently so.
And now Freddie Gonzalez wants to come out for an explanation. Maybe Tyler Flowers asked for time. Yep, that apparently was the case. You could hear Drake yelling no, no, no.
Even before he got to third base, Drake was waving his hand. That was a little Yunel Escobar like. In fact, I think one of those days where he stole second base without a throw was against the Diamondbacks when the pitcher was bending over tying his shoe.
Yep. Down in Phoenix. No balls, 2 strikes. Ripped foul again by Lamb. Little pop into shallow left. That's going to get down. Francoeur charges, scoops, fires to the plate. No chance to get a sliding Gene Segura. So a double and a bloop single extends the Arizona lead to 3-0.
These add-on runs for the Diamondbacks have been huge through the course of this series. And a Ric Flair to left adds another one. Segura can't score unless there's 2 outs. 2 outs he can run on the crack of the bat.
So here's Goldschmidt. Ogando gives up another run to the Diamondbacks. Lamb with his 13th RBI, and Goldschmidt 1 for 9 in the series. Looks like they've gotten Miller on track. They've gotten Greinke on track. Corbin has pitched great again today. Now they need to get this guy going because they're headed to Colorado to face a Colorado Rockies team that's beaten the Diamondbacks 5 out of 6 times already.
We go back to that base hit. My mistake. There's only 1 out. So that was just a flat out good read by Segura to see that it was going to drop. Have you ever watched Goldschmidt run off the field? He almost beats his third baseman to the dugout. In the third base dugout.
Wow.
Hustles off.
Again, it's a shame we only get to see players like Goldschmidt twice a year and once a year in our town. A budding superstar in the desert. 2 balls and a strike. It's a good breaking ball, evens it up. Diamondbacks came to town reeling a bit. They had lost 6 consecutive games. They're 6 outs away from sweeping the Braves here at Turner Field, a place where they had not won a series in 8 years. And another strikeout for Goldschmidt. He has taken strike 3 times today.
Remember, the last time he struck out was on a breaking ball to the inner part of the plate that Fultonevich got borderline call, but he got it. They've done a good job of really heating him up and not leaving balls out over the plate. He likes to get his arms extended. He's got great power to right and right center, but the Braves have done a good job of tying him up in this series. All 3 strikeouts today looking. Now there's 2 outs, Joe.
A strike to Weeks. Dating back to our game on May the 4th, Braves have scored a grand total of 4 runs in their last 4 games. They lost 8-0 to Steven Matz on May 4th, lost 7-2 here on Friday, 3-2 yesterday, and they're down 3-0 today. That's popped out of play, foul. Who wants it? The Braves will have their first 3 hitters coming up in the home half of the 8th. But a single run in the 7th and a single run in the 8th has made it a lot tougher. 3-0 Diamondbacks. To right, and Nick Markakis is there, and that is perfect producing. Nick Markakis is going to lead off the Atlanta 8th, and Mary Lou's son wants to wish her a very happy Mother's Day.
your local Ford dealer. And Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience sports.
The bat makers are busy for this baseball weekend. That's a Buster Posey model, dyed pink. And is that Katie?
Yes, and Braden.
Braden, we feel your pain. It's not fun losing 3-0 on Mother's Day.
He just wanted his elephant. That's all he wanted. Well, maybe that wasn't the answer.
Hang in there, Katie. The cavalry's coming soon. As Patrick Corbin's day is done, thank goodness. We've seen enough of him for a while. But another lefty's coming on for the Diamondbacks.
And that is Andrew Chafin. Big guy, 6'2", 225. Right-handers are 0 for 10 against him since April 19th. Good sinker. Breaking ball.
And with the lead late, Arizona makes a couple of changes to their outfield alignment. David Peralta's checked in. He's in right. And Drury moves from right field to left field. 7 shutout innings for Corbin, 5 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. That gives him 23 2/3 career scoreless innings against the Braves. And he needed 97 pitches to throw his 7 innings today. Strike 1 for Nick Markakis, the Braves right fielder, 1 for 3. And this was popped up behind third. Who wants it? Nobody. The ball drops in safely. Ahmed was there, tried to make a basket catch, and it dropped into fair territory, and it's a blue pit for Nick Markakis.
He covered a lot of ground and looked like he called off Lamb and then wasn't sure if Lamb had gotten out of the way. It was kind of like Owings last inning when he kind of turned his glove over. Break for Atlanta there. Well, he does cover some ground. Long strider, Ahmed, but didn't get that one.
So Markakis at first after the blooper to left. That brings up Inciarte. Ender is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and whacked toward the Diamondback dugout. Nothing in 2. Chafin's from Kettering, Ohio. He lives in Wakeman, Ohio, and is from Kent State University. He's another Tommy John survivor and was a first-round pick in the supplemental portion of the draft in 2011.
He had a good year for him last year. 66 games, 5-1.
There's a base hit by Inciarte on an 0-2 count. Markakis around second. He's going to third. They're at the corners with nobody out. Ball got away, but no further advance. And this is exactly what you want. You got the tying run coming to the plate. It's Freddie Freeman. 2 on, nobody out.
And not just that, but the fact that the Braves may have an opportunity to capitalize on a mistake. And that ball was dropped or not made. The play not made out in shallow left field. Mentioned that Chafin's done a real good job lately against right-handers, but left-handers have hit .267 against him. So not exactly blowing them away. And they've got another lefty up in the pen, Zach Curtis.
So Braves trying to give this Mother's Day crowd a fantastic finish. We'll talk about a comeback with you on Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. That follows Game 3 of this series. Freddie Freeman 2 strikeouts and a walk. His 15-game hitting streak against the Diamondbacks is on the line in this at bat. Chafin dropped a strike. Chafin broke in with a bang. 19 straight scoreless appearances from mid-July to late August last year. A Hunter Cervenka-like run for the then rookie. He's pitching with a little anger right now as he's blown 2 right by Freeman. 0-2.
Yeah, 92 and then bumped it up to 94.
Swing and a miss. Freeman retired on 3 pitches.
And that one at 95.
So that's your point about Mike Foltynewicz and Chafin too. What a luxury it is to have an extra couple of miles in reserve when you need it.
And to that spot when you're ahead in the count. Pitch before had been 94 in on Freddie's hands, and that kept him honest for that pitch away.
Flowers is 0 for 2. He's also been grazed by a pitch. Chafin missed. 1 ball, no strikes. Chafin is an avid outdoorsman. The media guide says that he will be living in Phoenix in an RV during the baseball season.
Well, I wish him well.
Yeah. Back-to-back hits started the inning for Atlanta. Freeman struck out. Now Tyler Flowers ahead in the count, 2-0.
He's right over the top. Hitters ought to get a decent look at him. Well, out of the ball out of his hand, coming right over the top like that.
Line drive into center field, a base hit, and the Braves are on the board. Markakis scores on a Tyler Flowers rope to center field. It's a 3-1 game. The tying runs are on, and that's going to end the day for Chafin, who's been tattooed here in the 8th inning.
What a good swing. Talk all the time about keeping your hands inside the baseball. Look how Tyler did it there. And I mean, roped this back at him. 6th RBI for Tyler.
So Chafin was hit hard. 3 singles, turns into the first Braves run. Atlanta trying to come back at home late, trailing by 2.
Atlanta Braves baseball is sponsored by your local Toyota dealers, Let's Go Places, the Georgia Lottery, and Synovus, the bank of here.
3-1 now, Arizona in front. Tyler Flowers with the first Braves RBI of the day. He'll be taken down for a pinch runner. Malik Smith is the man at first base. The Braves will induct John Schuerholz and Andrew Jones into the Braves Hall of Fame at a luncheon Friday, August 19th. Get your tickets before they're all gone. All guests are guaranteed to sit with a current or former Braves player, coach, alumnus, or Hall of Fame member. Call 404-614-2310 for more information.
Jake Barrett on to pitch, and so far on the year he's inherited 8 base runners and 4 have scored. That bodes well.
He'll face Jeff Francoeur. Jeff's got 4 multi-hit games in his 9 starts this year. And Jeff with a 4th inning single would love to add another one here in the 8th. If he can split a gap, the Braves would be in business with excellent speed aboard. 1 out, 3-1 game.
That would have been nice.
Yep.
He's bounced a little farther away.
Herman got just enough to keep the runners anchored at first and second.
Nice recovery.
Jeff spoiled a pitch to stay alive. 1-2.
Really good job by Francoeur to fight that off. Everything had been kind of down and away, and he was trying to reach pitches and put them in play behind in the count, and then he heats up to 96 on that pitch. Easy to swing and miss at that. Jeff got just enough of it.
Drive, base hit into the corner. Arte scores. Here comes Malik. They're going to wave him. The D-backs miss the cutoff man, and Francoeur has tied it up. What an at-bat by Jeff Francoeur.
I don't know if this was in Jeff's head thinking this way, but when he stepped off and wanted another set of signs, it was almost like you could tell that they were having trouble connecting on a breaking ball, another slider, and that's what he threw him, and Jeff was looking for it and raked it. Another multi-hit game for him and a huge hit to tie this thing up. Give Bo Porter props also for waving Malik around even when it looked like it was going to be tight at the plate.
So Corbin can't win it. Fultonevich can't lose it. And now another meeting on the mound.
If they were going through the sequence
hits
of signs and and it was fastball, it would have been pretty simple, you would think.
Right.
But to get to the slider and for him to step up and say, give it to me again, I got, I lost track or whatever, and having to do the signs again, it may have been a sign to Jeff, along with the fact that they'd only thrown him one fastball, that he's going to get another slider, and boy, did he rip it.
So Ibar will be walked. Darno is the man on deck.
And Arizona, with all the good work that their bullpen had done in this series, they've used Tyler Clippard a lot, they've used Hudson a lot, they've used Ziegler a lot. Those guys might not be available for Chip Hale today.
Well, you got Darno on deck, you got Kelly Johnson on the bench. They have another lefty waiting in the bullpen in case Freddie Gonzalez uses Kelly Johnson to pinch hit here.
So it will be Darno, who's 0 for 3. Singles by Markakis, Inciarte, and Tyler Flowers chased Chafin. Jeff Francoeur greets Barrett with an RBI double to tie it up at 3. And now with one out, Darno could put the Braves in front with a hit.
It's funny, the Diamondbacks went to a defensive outfield, taking Weeks out, moving Drury over to left field. He went over and got that ball that Francoeur hit, and then he promptly overthrew the relay man. That was the difference in that play to allow Smith to score.
As we said earlier, they were playing with 3 infielders in their outfield. They really miss A.J. Pollock. And as you've said so many times, that ball will find you. And it found Brandon Drury. And the Braves took advantage. No balls and a strike.
Here's that play again. Drury came up with it cleanly and then throws it over the head of Ahmed, who's 6'3". So now there's a 2-hopper into Lamb at third base. That's all the extra time Mallex Smith needed. If he hits Ahmed with the throw cleanly, they've got a definite play at the plate.
1 ball, 1 strike. That ball was hit hard. Darno just missed a double.
Way to fight it off.
Man.
Tough slider.
Darno didn't get that. That's the second strikeout of the inning. First out for Barrett, and 2 are away.
This is the slider he was trying to throw Francoeur down and away and off the plate, and wasn't able to. Good battle put up there by d'Arnaud, but he goes down.
Daniel Castro has a 5th inning hit. Excuse me, a 6th inning hit for. Right, 5th inning hit for Castro. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Braves about hit Arizona 9-7. 4 of those hits coming right here in the 8th.
Outfielders are pretty normal in left and center, but Peralta is very shallow in right. Base hit there. Francoeur's got to get a good jump.
Popped up, and Peralta is in, and he's got it. The Braves off the deck score 3 times on 4 hits. The big hit by Jeff Francoeur on Mother's Day. We're tied at 3 after 8.
At 3-3 here in the top of the 9th. Well, how about our Synovus greatness name to your story? It's Hunter Cervenka. Lesson University sitting at home less than a year ago on his couch. Well, you know what? After independent ball, some minor leagues, he has the longest scoreless streak to start a career in Atlanta history. No hits allowed in his last 33 batters faced. And no, I'm not jinxing him because Freddie told him he was not allowed to pick up a ball today. And when he ate, he had to use his right hand. Congratulations, Hunter Cervenka, being off to such a great start here in Atlanta. Glad we got you out of independent ball.
We are too, Paul, and you're right. That eating with the right hand probably won't hurt either.
Yeah, Freddie really wants to monitor his outings, doing such a good job. And, you know, we have a lefty specialist. You can get excited and sometimes overuse him. So having pitched out of the pen as well, I'm glad Freddie's monitoring that.
New battery for the Braves. Arodys Vizcaino is on the mound. This is his 13th appearance on the season. A.J. Przinsky's in harness and is behind the plate.
Arodys could use a good outing. He's given up runs in 3 of his last 4 appearances after a long stretch of scoreless outings that dated back to last season.
All right.
Chafin and Barrett gave up the lead for Arizona. Now Vizcaino will try to shut him down here in the 9th and give the Braves a chance to win it in their last at bat.
Remember us talking about those add-on runs in the 7th and 8th? Right over the top of his helmet.
Drury had a 1-for-3 day today. With a couple of swinging strikeouts. And add another one. Diamondbacks have seen plenty of heat from the Braves staff today, haven't they? That's 11 strikeouts for Vizcaíno, Ogando, and Mike Foltynewicz.
Got something upstairs, too.
Herman hit a home run off the foul pole on an 0-2 pitch his last time up. Skied to the left side. The wind won't affect that one. Here's his home run.
The only thing the wind might have affected on this one was trying to push it foul, but way up high on the tape of the foul pole. A no doubter. Just whether or not it's fair or foul.
On the black.
And that's 2 of those this inning.
And he's shaking his hand. What if ball's just slipping out of the pitching hand of Vizcaíno? He just hit Chipper right in the nose.
Did he really?
Side. Yeah, he hit him right square in the nose on that bobblehead promo.
Oh. AJ got rocked with that one. He does not have the shock absorber mask.
There you go. Yes, he did. Herman's down on a check swing strikeout. 2 up, 2 down in the ninth.
And he did.
Owings has a hit. He's scored a run. Now 0-2.
Good pitch. Just a little bit too good.
100 miles an hour is a great equalizer. No balls, 2 strikes.
Pretty tough pitch to lay off. But 0-2 to 3-2.
Bouncer slowly left side. And that'll be an infield hit for Owings. Smart play by Castro just to put it in his pocket. There was no chance to get the speedy base runner, and the inning's still alive for the Diamondbacks. Phil Gosselin grabs a bat. He's going to come on and pinch hit.
Phil's had a good series pinch hitting. Sacrifice fly and a single.
High hopper towards second. And the flip to the bag. Close and in time. Owings out on a bang play. The Diamondbacks might want to take a look at this one. Darno had the option of going to first. He flipped to Ibar, who was running to the bag. Oh boy, that's close.
Yeah,
Is there enough to overturn the call? And apparently the Diamondbacks say no, there's not. No challenge, inning over. Braves come up in the bottom of the 9th inning after that bang play. A.J. Przinsky will get things started on Mother's Day. We'll see if the Braves can win it. Season tickets go on sale to the general public this Tuesday at beautiful SunTrust Park. Tickets start at as little as $7 per game for A-list members, and almost half of the seats can be secured for under $20 a game. It's a beautiful park. It's going to be a great place to enjoy Braves baseball. Plenty of opportunities to spend the day at the Battery as well. So check in with the Braves starting Tuesday and get your season tickets for the sure to be exciting 2017 season now.
I know how fans like to tailgate here in Atlanta. The Battery Atlanta will give you an opportunity to not have to worry about that if you don't want to.
Right.
Because there are going to be so many options for eating before and after the game. That's Zach Curtis. Worked an inning plus against the Marlins Thursday. Did a good job. 5'9", 180 pounds, born on Independence Day in 1992.
Last year he pitched with the Kane County Cougars. A 122 minor league earned run average out of Middle Tennessee State. And he's got A.J. Przinsky leading things off in the 9th. Shift on for A.J. 3-3 game. Braves up in the 9th.
Bouncing ball is going to be stopped by Segura, and the throw to first in time. He waited till the last possible moment to make his move for that ball, and he got A.J. by a step.
What a great play here.
Former shortstop now playing second base, and he's had a good defensive series. So no secret as to why Chip Hale brings on another left-hander with A.J. leading off. The Braves now have 3 more lefties in a row on their lineup card. Two-hit day for Nick with a run scored.
No such shift for Nick. They've got to play him straight, especially with a lefty. Real short arm action, low 3/4 delivery.
One on the corner, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's over the Diamondback dugout foul. And Nick will have another chance.
Flip Feinberg, our resident weatherman down in the truck, made a comparison of Curtis to Billy Wagner with hair at about 5 or 6 miles an hour. That fastball, I think he's got something.
Yeah. Well, was Billy Wagner an influential member of this organization in the brief time he was here?
Yeah. And always good to have him back.
Man, well, Billy and his family are doing great. That's laced foul, still 2-2. Good at bat by Markakis.
And Curtis will change his arm slot. He will drop it down a little bit lower as he did on that pitch.
Nick hanging tough. The Phillies did win today. They beat the Marlins 6-5. Washington beating Jake Arrieta and the Cubs 3-1. Middle innings at Wrigley. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Mets play in San Diego. Game gets started in about 15 minutes. They're still buzzing about Bartolo Colon's home run.
I don't blame them. You don't get many opportunities to buzz about that stuff.
Full count pitch. Nick is wearing out that side of the stadium.
Yeah, but with each foul ball, he's getting closer to having Curtis make a mistake. Either by trying to work it too far off the plate for ball 4, or maybe trying to come in and make a mistake where he gets it hit hard.
Pitch number 10 of the at bat for Markakis. And it's a base hit the other way. So there's the winning run. Markakis aboard with 1 out.
What an at bat. That was fun to watch. 3-hit day for Nick. And one that was up a little bit that allowed him to take it the other way through the hole.
Let's see if Ender can bring him home. He's 1 for 4. He had a hit and scored a run. That was in the 3-run Braves 8th. And again, it's only a guess, but it looks like several of the big arms for the Diamondbacks are unavailable unless there's a long game today. Ziegler, Hudson, and Clippard. They've got Randall Delgado down there, and they've got Burgess down there too. Way high for Inciarte. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You can bet they will try that again.
Yep. But not close enough to swing at. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Drury, Owings, and Peralta left to right in the Arizona outfield. Markakis at first with 1 out. Freddie Freeman on deck.
Yeah, take a page out of the Nick Markakis book and just have that outer half covered.
Swing and a miss. Inciarte is retired on strikes for the 3rd time today. And now it's up to Freddie Freeman.
And when you don't try to have that outer half covered and can kind of concede the inner half, that's what happens.
Mike Butcher out to talk this over. Might tell Curtis that Freeman likes to ambush a first pitch, so don't just lollipop one in there thinking he'll take it.
Well, he's just been called up. He was called up April 30th, I think. So, as you say, he may not be aware of a lot of Freddie Freeman's tendencies. May have gone over the scouting report early in the series, but just a reminder.
If Freddie can reach, the pitcher's spot is due next. Kelly Johnson's grabbed a bat and waits on deck. Ground ball, foul at first. Arizona's outfield backs up 3 or 4 steps with Freeman up there. And there's a lot of room in right center if he can pull a pitch.
If he hits one there, we can dance in the streets.
Outside, even count.
He's working the lefties away, as we saw virtually every pitch to Markakis. Freddie early in the count here can look for something middle in if he wants to try to go out around it.
Two balls and a strike.
And that may have been the pitch he was sitting on, waiting on something middle in. That was a breaking ball, but he got it in the location, just couldn't connect. Now the battle's on.
Two balls, two strikes. Missed inside. So now Markakis will get a head start with a 3-2 pitch.
Just don't get picked off.
Full count. Nick runs. And Freddie lays off ball 4. So the winning run's in scoring position now. And Curtis has another left-hand hitter in Kelly Johnson. Kelly looks for his first pinch hit. He's 0 for 8.
Slight shift on for him. Huge hole on the left side between Lamb and Ahmed. A lot of pressure on the infield to try and knock the ball down. Outfield can't play deep anymore.
Jeff Francoeur is on deck. Higher average for Kelly against left-handed pitchers. Let's hope that pays off. Ball 2.
They have a lot of meetings, don't they?
They do.
Although with a rookie pitcher, I get it.
Randall Delgado, the former Brave, is loosening up now. Three and 0.
Might get a green light here. Only need one. You don't need two.
$17,106 the attendance in Atlanta. They like to go home happy here in the home ninth. 3 balls and a strike. Winning run at second base. Here it is. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. A hit and 2 walks. The bases on balls have come with 2 outs. And now Jeff Francoeur, with the winning run 90 feet away, will dig in.
And all left-handed batters.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. And maybe because he's trying to stay away from his. No, here he comes. I was going to say maybe he's trying to stay away from those 3 guys at the end of the game, so he's going to let this guy pitch to Francoeur and not go to Delgado, but that's what's going to happen.
So another pitching change for Chip Hale. Former Brave Randall Delgado will face Jeff Francoeur. Atlanta has them loaded in the bottom of the 9th inning, tied 3 apiece. Earlier today, a 2-run double got this game tied 3 apiece.
Jumped on a slider, hooked it into the corner, and got 1 run in, and then Malik Smith all the way from first base scored to tie it up, and a chance to win it right here for the against the former Brave Randall Delgado. Randall's been known to walk a few guys, and this year he's walked 7 in 17 innings. Jeff has faced him before, but no at bat, so he's drawn a walk or 2. Randall's always been able to throw hard, but his fastball's been straight with a slider.
Braves trying to win the ball game, and a battle of the bullpens late. 2-hit game for Jeff. Winning run 90 feet away, 2 outs. And a strike from Delgado.
Remember not so long ago when one of the last decisions in spring training was it going to be Tehran or Delgado that the Braves kept?
Nothing in 1. Sharply hit to short. Trapped. And the throw to first is in time. And Delgado retires Francoeur and the Braves. Atlanta leaves them loaded. Free baseball on Mother's Day. Love it. 3-3 your score.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, especially mine. It's been special to me in my entire life, every day.
Happy Mother's Day to my mom, Linda. Thank you for being there for every game and supporting me, and I love you. And happy Mother's Day to my wife, Lauren, as well.
Nice sentiments from Reed Brignac and Ender Inciarte as we've completed 9 in Atlanta today. 3-3 is your score. Jason Grilli will come on. He is the 4th Braves pitcher on the day. And Grilli will have the 9, 1 and 2 hitters coming up for Arizona.
11 strikeouts in 10 innings, but a few walks as well for Jason. His last outing against Arizona last night, an inning, 2 hits, but no runs, struck out a batter.
Braves are 2 and 3 so far this year in extra innings. Arizona is 1 and 2.
Braves haven't had a walk-off though. They're 0 for here at home in extras, so came close there in the 9th. Going to have to do it perhaps in the 10th.
First pitch rifled back toward the Braves radio booth. Actually, it went into the Diamondbacks TV booth, where Bob Brenly was playing third base behind the microphone. So of course he booted it.
So glad it didn't go in the Braves radio booth. There's nobody there to field.
No balls and a strike. Ahmed didn't get it. 0-2.
Brian Giffen, by far the best defensive player in that booth. He wouldn't have had time to get around from his perch to protect the other two.
Well, don't sell Brian short. He's pretty offensive too, so you got to factor that in.
And he's quick, but he wasn't quick enough to get out of his catbird seat.
Oh, 2. Strike 3. Ahmed caught looking. Little by little, Joe, Jason Grilli's pitching now more like he did before he got hurt in Denver last year.
With every outing, Chip, it just there's more comfort, there's more consistency. His mechanics look good. The ball's been coming out of his hand just fine since day one, but trusting his left ankle to know that it's going to support him when he fires that fastball and comes over the top of that foot just takes a little time.
Braves pitchers have struck out 13 Arizona hitters today. Really off to a good start, and he'll face Gene Segura. Segura saw Jason a lot when they battled in the National League Central, when Gene was a Milwaukee Brewer and Jason was a Pirate. He's 1 for 6 head-to-head. I don't think these guys are working hard. That shot we had a moment ago. Look at Jason Grilli's cap. It's already soaked through.
Yeah, it's a new cap.
Got him over the outside corner looking. Segura said that's outside.
Ball came back a little bit though, right at AJ's target. AJ may have pulled it over just a tad.
A 2-hit game for Jake Lamb, including an RBI single in inning number 8. That came against Alexi Ogando. Eight pitches, 7 strikes so far for Jason Grilli. He's ahead of Lamb quickly, 0-2.
Lamb didn't have a particularly good offensive night the first game here. He did line out once, reached once on an error, but last 2 games, 2 big doubles last night, 2 singles today. He has bounced back.
Jason's got him 0-2.
Looking for his second 1-2-3 inning of the year.
One ball, 2 strikes.
So the Phillies, with their win today, will climb over the Marlins, and they will come to town as the 3rd place Philadelphia Phillies come Tuesday.
Nobody figured that would be the case.
No, they're now 18-14.
One ball, 2 strikes. That was Nola and Nicolino in Miami today. The pitch. He had another good cut. Nationals still lead the Cubs 3-1 in the 7th inning now. Pirates 8-3 over the Cardinals in St. Louis in the 7th. Reds 4, Brewers 3 in the 5th. West Coast action just getting started. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's headed for the press box off to our left.
Again, that was a close call. That was headed for Mark Bowman, who writes for MLB.com. And as it was coming toward him, he didn't care about his laptop. He was just grabbing his drink. Make sure that that was okay.
Smart man.
Yep.
No splash hits on foul balls allowed in the press box. Two and two.
No, he was able to stop that one.
Let's worry about Paul Goldschmidt later in the summer. He's on deck.
Pretty good battle now being put up by Lamb.
We'll see Arizona next August 22nd. It'll be a 4-game series down at Chase Field. All 4 games night games. As the 3-2 pitch is popped up, headed for the Diamondback dugout. No play.
I'm going to guess it's going to be a little warmer there.
Pretty good chance.
Than today.
Pretty good chance.
This was just a beautiful day.
What do we have, 73 at first pitch?
No, 83.
83, excuse me. I mean, what a beautiful day. I mean, no clouds, gentle breeze blowing. Nice to be warm again. As Lamb will see an 11th pitch in this at bat. And he got him. Jason Grilli struck out the side. And as Joe said, it's his second perfect inning in relief this year. Another chance for the Braves to win it, their last at bat, this time in the 10th. of the 10th inning. 3-3 game. And Tuesday, your Braves play over on Fox Sports Southeast. Tune in and catch the action as the Phillies are in town. Our coverage starts at 6:30 Eastern on Fox Sports Southeast, home of the Braves. And of course, all of our Braves telecasts are streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
That'll be Matt Whistler against the local guy, Adam Morgan. We've seen him before. He's got no decision so far for the Phillies, and a little bit of a high ERA, but he'll go Tuesday. And Matt Whistler has been top-notch, outstanding his last 3 starts.
Is Randall Delgado wearing high-top pink spikes?
Well, he could be. Yes, he is. That's Ricky Fowler-like, isn't it?
Swing and a high fly ball by Ibar into shallow right. And that'll be playable for Peralta. Delgado's gotten 2 outs on 3 pitches. And as a former starter, he's ostensibly the long man for the Diamondbacks today. And it looks like they're trying to stay away from Ziegler and Hudson and Clippard if they possibly can. One ball, no strikes for Chase Darno. Up the middle, there's a base hit. And again, the winning run aboard for the Braves, who had them loaded with 2 outs in the 9th inning.
Darno was 7 for 7 in stolen bases at Gwinnett before he was called up. I look for him to be running. The longest outing so far this year for Randall Delgado, 2 innings.
In case you wondered how Herman throws behind the plate, he's caught 3 of 6 would-be base stealers. So let's see how
that's darn good.
Atlanta plays it. Castro 1 for 4. He is singled and flied out 3 times. They've got him shaded around toward right. That's out of play. Strike 1 for Castro.
Randall tries to come to the plate quickly, but he's still got to have that leg kick and throw his right arm back before he comes to the plate. He's a little slow that way, and kind of unfurling. That might give Darno enough room.
Double play ball. There's 1. There's 2. Delgado gets double play, and our extra inning extravaganza moves to the 11th. It's good news. Now you can stream games live on your mobile device. Just go to your app store and download the free, and that is no cost at all, Fox Sports Go app. Log in and watch the live stream. Now you can take the Braves wherever you go. And we go to inning number 11. Jim Johnson climbs the top of the perch, and he's got the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Diamondbacks.
Did not pitch last night, but pitched Friday night, an inning and a third, gave up 1 hit. That was a home run to Drury,
who is due third in the inning. First things first, Paul Goldschmidt. Someone's going to pay for the early season struggles of Paul Goldschmidt, including 3 strikeouts today. Let's hope it's not the Braves in a tie game late. Last year, Goldschmidt hit .321. He's hitting .220 right now. So he is uncharacteristically cool at the start of the year.
It's Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Freddie's start. It's going to happen. He looks like, I would call it passive, like the critics are saying out in Arizona, but he seems to be giving up on pitches early, almost like he's not seeing them well.
There's ball 4, leadoff walk in the 11th. So it's snack time for the Diamondbacks. Looks about right, 5 o'clock before they make their way to Colorado. And here's David Peralta. This guy scares me. He's just worn out the Braves, not only in this series, but dating back to last year. And he was a little late.
With teams carrying so many pitchers these days, it's games like this where you realize, oh man, I wish I had another bench player. Now the Braves are down to 1, Reed Brignac, and the Diamondbacks only have 2 left by my count. And that's their catcher Castillo and Yasmani Tomas. We're not sure if he's able to swing the bat because of a bad neck.
That's bounced into the Braves dugout. Foul. It's 0-2 for Peralta. It's a funny game. Both starting pitchers were in complete command for the most part over their 7 innings of work. Then it became a battle of the bullpens. Arizona's youngsters gave up 3 runs in the 8th inning. Braves had the bases loaded in the 9th. Couldn't push across the winning run. And sometimes it happens. You get in the late innings like this, all of a sudden nobody can score. Off walk has opened the door for the Diamondbacks here in the 11th.
The advantage teams like Arizona have over Atlanta, though, and it's not sudden death because you're playing at home, but with the power that a team like Arizona has over the Braves, one swing makes a huge difference, or could.
Just missed outside. 2-2.
Sherwin-Williams painting the corners, that just missed.
Got to keep an eye on Goldschmidt. He's stolen 3 bases this year, stole 21 last. Pretty good lead at first. 2-2. Is bounced to the right side. Throw to second, 1. Nearly pulled Ibar off the bag, but he held on. Goldschmidt is forced. Peralta's at first with 1 out.
Got the lead runner, though, and that was key there. Nice play by Eric to hang on, and then a ugly slide by Oh boy, he's lucky he didn't break his wrist. Goldschmidt, man.
He couldn't decide what he wanted to do.
Braves are wondering if that ought to be a double play. You know, like a rolling block type slide, you're not allowed to do that.
Well, he slid before the bag.
Yeah.
He slid right to the bag, and he held the bag.
Yes, he did.
So by the strict interpretation of that rule, Goldschmidt met all the requirements that would prevent a double play. But you see what Freddie Gonzalez is saying. The indecisiveness forced Ibar to just put that ball in his pocket, not even think about making a throw to first base. We have seen far less than that ruled a double play in other ball games around Major League Baseball this spring.
If I were the Diamondbacks, I wouldn't care if they called it a double play, provided Goldschmidt's okay, because of the way he landed, he could have ended his season. They've already lost one guy like that on a slide, A.J. Pollock.
So this is going to be reviewed. And we will await the decision from New York.
Hit the ground before the base.
Now,
he's got the base. He hangs on to the base, but could be just the look of a rolling block slide.
But look at Ibar, Joe. I mean, I understand that Freddie Gonzalez is trying to go by the letter of the law here. Ibar had no intention of making a play at first base on that throw. He was stretching out to save the play from d'Arnaud on a wide throw at second base. He was just concentrating on catching it and keeping his foot on the bag.
And the ruling will stand as it was. No illegal slide. One out.
Yep. And here's Brandon Drury. Drury a 1-for-3 day with 3 strikeouts. And a strike from Jim. 0-1. No violation of the slide rule as the official scoring on that play. As Drury looks low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Paul?
Well, if I understood the umpires correctly, they were just saying that Ibar had no play at first base. He made no attempt to throw to first base. Therefore, the slide rule wasn't going to be looked at.
Makes sense, just as Chip just pointed out.
I think if that returned, you'd have a huge controversy for that reason.
I don't like that rule. I just don't like it. I understand the purpose behind it, but we're stuck with it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's chopped past Matt Williams. Braves have out hit Arizona 11-8. "15 Diamondbacks have struck out today. Drury forcing Johnson to throw a lot of pitches.
And again, he took Johnson deep Friday night.
Got him on the corner. Now Drury's turn to grumble.
Virtually the same pitch he called Segura out for the second out in the 10th. Golden sombrero for Drury. Well, that one came back nicely. Sherwin-Williams painting the corner shows you that one caught the corner.
And here's Chris Herman, the catcher. He hit a home run on an 0-2 pitch in the 7th. Braves have a new staff season high in strikeouts in a single game. 16 of them. Their previous high was 12. Runner goes. Pitch a strike. AJ's throw is off target and back on the bag safely is Peralta. He overslid the bag and had to reach back in time before Ibar got the tag down. And is Ibar all right?
Got his fingertips right on the back corner of the bag, and Eric looked like he jammed his thumb diving for him. I mean, I like Arizona's thought process here. You're playing on the road. There's 2 out. Why not go for it? Worst that can happen is, if it goes an extra inning, is Herman leads off the inning, but he might put the team on top here. So a nice aggressive play by the D-backs.
Second steal for Peralta, the 0-2 pitch. Swing, fly ball, that's well hit. Markakis on the run, still going back. That ball is gone. A 2-home run game for Chris Herman, and he hits his second homer of the day, Joe, on an 0-2 count. And Arizona has stunned the Braves. They take a 5-3 lead. First career multi-homer game.
And you talk about a guy who is jacked up, running around the bases, so fired up about this. When you're a backup player and you contribute something like this, his reaction to his dugout, even between first and second base, was a fist pump. And that was no cheapie.
Two-homer day, his first 2-homer day in the big leagues, and down to his last strike both times.
Yeah.
Wow.
The first one was on a fastball that Tyler Flowers and Fultonevich wanted to elevate, try to get it up above his hands, and didn't get it quite high enough, and he leveled off on it and hit the foul pole. I think that was a fastball too, but I'm not sure. What a day for the backup catcher.
Ground ball towards second. Darno's got it, and the throw to first in plenty of time. Chris Herman has had a huge day. Not 1, but 2 monster shot homers for Herman. And Arizona takes a 5-3 lead as we head to the bottom of the 11th.
often, so you have to admire what Chris Herman has done for the Diamondbacks. Excellent job behind the plate working with Patrick Corbin today. He navigated through all those kids in relief, and now with a 2-homer day, he turns things over to Ziegler. We'll try to save it for Randall Delgado, and Ziegler's a perfect 6 for 6 in saves.
And this will be his second save in this series. He's pitched in all 3 games, but the first night he was up ready to come in and get a save, but the Diamondbacks scored 2 in the 9th and took the save opportunity away. But he had a perfect inning on Friday night and a perfect inning, 1, 2, 3, 3 ground ball outs, 2 ground ball outs, and a line out last night.
So the pitchers of decision to this point, Delgado and Johnson. Ziegler will try to save it. He's got A.J. Przinsky leading off. A.J. robbed by Gene Segura last time up. And count even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves worked so hard to get this thing tied in the 8th inning. Had the bases loaded in the 9th. Couldn't break through and win it there. And then on an 0-2 pitch, Herman hits a long homer to give Arizona a 5-3 lead. This will be another crushing loss for the Braves at home, who've already dropped 14 of their first 15 here.
Remember last night the Braves
into the shift. Easy play. 1 out.
Had Shelby Miller on the ropes. They had a run in the first inning on the home run by Freeman. Second inning they got the bases loaded, nobody out, and only got 1 run. Today in the second, make it the 3rd inning against Corbin, who they still haven't scored against, they got the bases loaded, albeit with 2 out. And he got Flowers to fly out, and then, as you said, left them loaded in the 9th. So offensively, the Braves are having trouble again getting that key hit. Francoeur came through in the clutch in the 8th, big time. But boy, they need more and more of that,
especially when you don't have a lot of power. You just have no margin for error whatsoever. As Markakis digs in, Nick had a 9th inning hit. He had an 8th inning hit. He also singled back in the 3rd. So 3 more hits for Markakis. Bumped his average up 20, almost 20 points. He's at 294. And for Arizona, this is, to this point, a terrific series. They were really struggling when they got to Atlanta. Really encouraging signs in that Greinke and Miller and Corbin have pitched so well. But now it's up to Ziegler to try to close the door, and he just walked Markakis. And that brings the tying run to the plate. Ender Inciarte.
Gotta like that. Give a chance to take 1 swing and tie it up. Just needed a base runner. Another good day for Markakis. On base 4 times.
Ender is 1 for 5. He singled and scored in the 8th. It has struck out swinging 3 times today. High hopper off the plate. That is going to stay foul. And it's 0-2.
Played with a real good hitter 100 years ago named Bruce Bhakti, who hit lefties, righties, left-handed hitter, hit them both equally well. But against guys like this, and in those days, guys like Sid Manji or Dan Quisenberry, for example, he said, you know, you've almost got to go up there and think like in golf, like you've got your wedge, you know, on these guys, because the ball is going to be sinking and you got to go down and get it. And it was an odd comparison to another sport, but the mindset is there that you've got to keep your head down on those pitches because of the way it sinks. They rarely make a mistake upstairs.
No balls, 2 strikes for Ender Inciarte. In the air to left. Drury drifts back. He makes the catch. And the Braves are down to their last out. And the other thing that makes Ziegler so unique is you see pitchers all day long over the top or 3/4, and all of a sudden he's got that sidearm delivery. I'm sure that deception or that difference is a difficult adjustment to make in the one time you see him when the game's on the line.
Yeah, and there's rarely a pitch in the middle half. You know, he might just show you something well off the plate inside, but it's rare that he's going to pitch in.
Shift on for Freddie Freeman with 2 outs.
Oh, what a changeup. My goodness. He was grunting and everything. It was 77.
Might have learned that from Zach Greinke, who was a grunting man here in the series opener. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Really had his grunting going today. Struck out 3.
Up the middle, Ahmed scoops. He's going to throw on the run, and the Arizona Diamondbacks in 11 innings complete a 3-game sweep in Atlanta. They beat the Braves by a final score of 5-3. Randall Delgado wins it. Jim Johnson falls to 0-4 in relief, and Ziegler earns his 7th save. Big day for Chris Herman. The backup catcher hit 2 homers, including the game winner, and we'll recap it for you after this.